Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sandra. 大家好，你们好吗 ？Last but not least, as always, 欢迎 Welcome to Community Mandarin. 今天是星期四 Today is Thursday. 你们的心情好吗 How are you guys feeling today? How are you guys' mood? I hope the answer would be 很好，很好。Okay, so today, as the title suggests, we're gonna be continue to talk about Chinese zodiac signs. So, do we still remember what is Chinese zodiac signs? How do we call it in Mandarin? Do we still remember? It is 生肖, right? 生肖. So for Chinese zodiac signs, we have 12. So we have a term for that. We call it 12生肖. Last time we had this discussion, we give it a general brief introduction of that, and we talk about the first one, 第一个鼠, and the second one, 第二个牛. And today we're going to continue to be talking about the 12 kind of animals that's in the Chinese zodiac signs. And then we're going to start with the third one. Let's bring it up. That's right. The third animal in the 十二生肖 would be 虎. Again, 虎 is a simplified version of saying 老虎. So that means 老虎 is the completely term. It's the formal term for tiger. Again, similar with 老鼠. Does anybody still remember 鼠? The completed term is 老鼠. 老鼠means rat or mouse. But 老, which it's an adjective itself, means old. In this case, or as well as in the case we're talking about now, 老虎 lao does not carry the meaning of old. It is just a part of the phrase we're talking about. So 老虎 together means tiger. It does not mean old tiger. So if you want to say a baby tiger, a little tiger, we can say 小老虎. All right. So for tiger, what do we want to talk about? All right. First one, let's talk about when we are talking about 牛 ox, right? We talk about 公牛 bull, 母牛 cow. So for tiger, we also, of course, we can use 公 and 母 to indicate the gender of the tiger. So if we say 母老虎, it means a female tiger. So what is a female tiger? It is a tigress. Also, it can mean a short-tempered, a hot-headed woman, usually in a domestic relationship. Like, I would see guys jokingly saying like their wives are 母老虎, or their moms are 母老虎. Or if we put it in an outside domestic situation, it might sound less as a teasing, more like an insult. So anyway, 母老虎 means usually a very short-tempered woman, a hot-tempered woman. So it does have a negative taste to it. I would not suggest you guys to use it freely in daily conversation. Okay. And then 虎 as well, it's a similar situation with 牛. Last time we briefly talked about 牛 can be used as an adjective. If you say somebody 很牛, means very good, very awesome. So 虎 over here, it can be used in similar fashion. So if we say somebody 真虎, 很虎 means it's very reckless, very bold, impulsive. Again, it does not really carry a completely positive taste. I would say, if we say it a lot about kids. If I say, 这个孩子很虎, like this kid is very reckless, it's probably less of a compliment than a kind of like a criticize or an insult. So 虎 can be used as an adjective. It can mean reckless or bold or impulsive. Okay, and the next phrase I want to kind of talk about, it is 纸老虎. 纸, it's a noun, it means paper, so of course we put them together. 纸老虎 means paper tiger. We know what is paper tiger, right? I think it's 纸老虎 in Mandarin carries the same meaning as paper tiger in English. It means something looks very intimidating, or very have that authoritative figure, but in nature it might be weak or harmless. All right. Next, 兔虎, we have 兔. 兔means rabbit. Rabbit. So again, if you want to say this, the entire turn, the whole turn, it should be 兔子 instead of 兔. 兔子 instead of 兔. Oh, I just realized I forgot to tell you guys about the years, okay? Sorry. So, sorry, if you were born in the year of 2023, which it's 2 years in the future, so we don't have to worry about that. 2023年 and 2011年 2011 and 1999年 1999 and 1987年 1987 and 1975年 1975. Last but not least, 1963年 1963. If you're born in the years mentioned above, then your Chinese zodiac sign is 兔 or 兔子. So if you want to say your Chinese zodiac sign is 兔, or you were born in the year of rabbit, you would say 我属兔. 我属兔. Yeah, let's quickly kind of review that one real quick. Okay, so over here, let's try to, first let me get this banner away. Okay, so let's try to, what we're looking at on the screen, it is actually a nursery rhyme. It's a nursery rhyme, yeah. We've done poem before and we've done like proverb. Today, let's give it a shot. Let's try a little bit nursery rhyme. First, 请跟我读 read after me. 小白兔，白又白，两只耳朵竖起来。Okay, and now let's break it down. First one, 小白兔. This should be easy. 小 we've learned. It's an adjective, means small, little. 白, it's again an adjective. It means white in color. So 小白兔, little white rabbit. 白又白. Over here we have a new word which is 又. 白又白. 又 usually it can mean again as an adverb. It also can mean kind of like it can serve the purpose as and. It can serve the purpose as and to connect the two adjectives. So over here, in this case, our two adjectives happens to be the same. So when they're saying 白又白, they're saying the little white rabbit is white and white. So it's just super white. And then let's move on. We have 两只耳朵竖起来. 两只耳朵竖起来. So first one, let's look at 两. 两 means two. Some of you might be asking, wait. I remember two. Two does not pronounce as 两. Two is R, right? So if we're counting numbers, if we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of course, 2 is R. But if we are using the number 2 to measure some stuff, say we have 2, well, in this case, 2 years, you cannot use R. You have to say 两, like when we are measuring stuff. So over here we have 两只耳朵, or we can say 两只鞋子. 鞋子 means shoes. So 2 shoes, we can say 两只鞋子. Which begs the question, what is this 只? What is this 只? Okay. 只 is what we call a classifier, or as I would like to call it, because I feel like that's easier to remember, I like to call it measure word. So 只 over here, it does not carry any specific meanings. But in the Chinese grammatic point of view, we cannot say, if we say English, when we use English, we say 2 years. But in Chinese, we cannot say 两耳朵. We have to put a measure word in between, and this measure word would change in different cases. It's like, say, when we say one person, we do not say 一人, we say 一个人, which brings to 个 as the most commonly used measure word we've seen. It used to be measured human or other objects. So 知 is one of those very, very commonly used ones as well. So I would say 知 we would use it for small and medium-sized animals, and then a lot of small and medium-sized objects. It does not mean anything, but it's just there, and it's a set phrase. It has to be there. I know it's that's why I often say, like, probably measure word is one of the most difficult aspect in Chinese learning. Yeah, because we have a lot. We have a lot of measure words coming if you want to learn more in the future. So over here, instead of 两耳朵, we have to say 两只耳朵. And 只 itself is a measure word commonly used for small and medium-sized animals and small and medium-sized objects. So 耳朵 over here, it's a new word. It means ears. Okay. 树 again, it's a new word. It's a verb. It means to stand up or erect. 树. Also, it can mean a noun. So I didn't put it in here. 树 can also mean a noun. When it is used as a noun, it means a vertical line. So vertical line. If you're writing something, if you're drawing something, you do a vertical line. This line is called 树. So since it's vertical, that's why it is when it use a verb, it means erect or stand up. So 起来over here means up. So we say 竖起来, basically like 竖 this way. 竖起来. Okay. Now that we break it down, let's see what the whole nursery rhyme means. Over here. 小白兔白又白两只耳朵竖起来. So basically means little white rabbit, white and white, 2 ears standing up. I know once we translate it in English, it does not have the rhyme going on, so it barely qualifies as a nursery rhyme. But if you have a young kid that is looking into learning some foreign language, maybe try to read this to him or her. It might stick. Who knows? Okay. And since we're talking about 又, over here, let's quickly look at how do we use 又. We have 2 examples on the screen. The first one, we have a sentence, 他又高又帅. So we can remember this grammar point, 又 plus adjective 1 and 又plus adjective 2. So we can use 又 to pair with different adjectives to say there were simultaneous qualities to the objects or subject being, to the subject. Sorry, my English kind of. Okay, so as in this example, we have 他又高又帅. 高 we've learned, it's an adjective, it means tall. 帅 is a new one, and as you can see, it means handsome. It means good looking, but mainly used in guys. So if we say 他又高又帅, means he is tall and handsome. That 又 just leads to characteristic that, two simultaneously characteristic to, for this 他 person, this he person. So next one we have again, 这个苹果又大又红. Again, I marked 个 as a measure word. It is actually the most commonly used measure word. I would say, yeah, it's the number 1 most commonly used measure word. When you're in the beginning phase of learning Mandarin, if you're just beginning to learn measure words, and if you don't know which measure words would match with which object, I would suggest your go-to your go-to selection is 个, even though it can be wrong at some times, but I do think your listeners, people who speak Chinese, would understand you. So over here we have 这个苹果又大又红. So 这 this 个 mean anything but has to be there. 苹果 we've learned apple is big and red. 又大又红 is big and red. Okay, so here's what we have for today. And sure, we've only covered, again, we've covered two animals. We've covered 虎, 老虎, tiger, and we've covered 兔, 兔子, rabbit. But I managed to throw in some other stuff, some grammar points, some measure words, and some other sentence and examples in there. Hopefully that's helpful to you. And yeah, that brings us to the end of today's community Mandarin. But before I go, I have to do this. Sorry. I encourage you guys to visit the website of Roller Languages, which is floating down below. And if you have an extra minute, hop over to our YouTube channel. We have Mandarin lessons, Spanish lessons, as well as French lessons over there. And then, yeah, they are very helpful. And then I do believe those teachers, they don't babble like I do. So if you hate my style, go watch them. They're better. Okay, so we'll see you next week. We'll see you next Monday. 再见。